Welcome back. You're still watching Good Morning Namibia. As we continue off with our conversations, the University of Namibia, through WeldNam, in collaboration with its strategic partners, is hosting a technical workshop that will be taking place today at Hotel Avani. WeldNam aims to position welding as a pivotal technology for the growing green hydrogen and oil and gas, as well as mining and transportation sectors, and also just the broader industrialization of Namibia. Now, UNAM School of Engineering will offer IIW, which basically stands for the International Institute of Welding courses, as the first approved training body in Namibia. And applications are now open for the International Institute of Welding Engineering, the highest qualification that the International Institute has to offer. Now, the president of the International Institute of Welding, Professor Thomas Bollinghouse, as well as the chief executive officer of WeldNam Namibia, that is Tom, Alwendo, are now joining us in studio to talk to us about this workshop. Professor, Mr. Alwendo, a very good morning to you, and thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning, Namibia.
Good morning.
All right. Welcome to Namibia, Professor. First of all, what does this mean for Namibia to now have, what do you call this, International Institute of Wellbeing training body through the University of Namibia?
It is that we, in particular for the University of Namibia, want to achieve a very high education.
Yeah.
We want to start with a top education in welding. Through the IIW has been developed over 25 years now, a complete education scheme starting from the normal international welder up to the international welding engineer, which is providing the international acknowledged education of welding personnel. Look, when there's a company, when, let's say, Namibia wants to industrialize, and not only through the green hydrogen technologies, but also through mining, and we would like to produce something out of the resources the country have, then after a certain stage, the parts have to be joined. That means they have to be welded. So it is a key technology in industrialization. So, and this starts with an international acknowledgement of the welding personnel. So due to safety reasons, due to avoidance of failures and defects, you have to have the highest and internationally acknowledged skills to do these welds.
Yeah.
Which are in these type of technologies, in these type of industrial branches, also highly automized. So the goal for UNAM is to start the education top down, while we also at other places in the country have to start the education from bottom up and then merge it so that it is internationally acknowledged. Let me add that. Can you imagine the country is industrialized, let's say in 5 years, completely industrialized?
Yeah.
And there is an international shipping company and has an ammonia tanker and wants to have that repaired. Then that should be Namibians who are able to repair it after international standards.
Yeah.
Can you imagine an international company having an oil rig and have offshore equipment? They don't want to ship it anywhere into the world. They want to have it repaired here in Namibia. So this is also something where we would like to get Namibians into work.
All right. Mr. Alwendo, for those of our viewers who might not be familiar with WeldNam, kindly just talk to us as to what WeldNam is, and also just incorporate the WeldNam technical workshop that will be taking place, its mission and its vision.
Yeah, thank you so much. WeldNam is actually a member-based organization. It stands for the Association of Welding and Allied Processes of Namibia, which basically aims to bring together professionals from the welding and allied processes for knowledge exchange, but also to facilitate the implementation of the international education, training, qualification, and certification in Namibia. So, and today's meeting is actually the final meeting of an administrative partnership.
Yeah.
And the main purpose is basically to make our stakeholders aware from industry, education, research and government of the importance of welding as a key technology for the industrialization of Namibia.
Yeah, I love how you mentioned that, because the conversation right now is around green hydrogen and also the oil and gas sector, which is basically growing fast in Namibia. So how does the welding technology fit into these emerging sectors?
So basically, like we said, these are safety relevant or safety critical industries. Therefore, we need welders or welding professionals who are globally competent. So you do not want a disaster, for instance, to take place, because once that happens, then it decreases confidence in our industry. This also then improves the competence of our companies in Namibia, and I think this now brings Namibia to international standards when it comes to welding technology.
All right. Professor, from an international perspective, how important is welding technology in advancing a more cleaner and also just more sustainable energy projects such as green hydrogen?
Look, every metallic component in the green hydrogen technologies, if it's a transportation line inside a plant or if it's a hydrogen transportation line, let's say if Highfine, for instance, wants to build a hydrogen pipeline of 80 kilometers, this can only be welded. Yeah, you cannot just mill it out of a piece of steel. It has to be welded together. So that means this is really an important and really a key technology. And coming back to that, what we were asking before about UNAM, UNAM wants to build the leaders.
Okay.
We want to build the coordinators who are able in Namibian companies, but also international companies operating in Namibia, in particular in the green hydrogen business. So far, all these components, all these facilities are introduced by foreign investors. But we want that there are also leaders who can coordinate these welding technologies, because that are highly automated processes and that needs a very competent personnel. This is one thing we want from the UNAM side, but we also want then that the industry is giving back something to the country and is investing into the education and also into the research at UNAM. So that means, and if we succeed with that, what we will, then there will be a major change in the country.
Yeah. Speaking of education, Professor, I mentioned earlier that the International Institute of Welding engineering qualification is the highest that is offered right now. Can you just tell us more about what this qualification entails and also just perhaps its global recognition?
Yeah, first of all, if you, like me, do an international welding engineer, I did that 35 years something ago, you learn more about the materials, how to join the materials, which type of processes you apply. For instance, if you build a cruise ship, for instance, in Germany, there are 500 kilometers of laser welds. And these laser welds are produced at 5 meters per minute. So that means that are highly automated, defect-free processes. So this is something what we would gradually like also to introduce into Namibia, because it will help to industrialize the country. And then also, of course, the different education schemes are then also introduced here. So how can a welder become a welding practitioner? How can a welding practitioner become a welding specialist, a welding technician, and then also get ready to study and also then get the International Welding Engineering Certificate.
All right. Mr. Luendo, WeldNam is collaborating with the University of Namibia and also just other strategic partners. Can you perhaps just touch on how important these partnerships are when it comes to strengthening this entire initiative?
Thank you so much. So like he mentioned, UNAM wants to, is focused on high-level education. So what happens is that we need to kind of, do away with, low-level education, because with low-level education comes low-level, jobs. But with high-level education comes high-level jobs, and also improve competence of our welding personnel.
All right.
Yeah.
For those of our viewers who are watching from home this morning, how can interested individuals or institutions perhaps also just get involved and apply for some of these training opportunities?
Yeah, just contact WeldNam.
Okay.
contact the CEO, contact the admin officer, become a member in WeldNam. We accept individual members, we accept individual experts. And so WeldNam is then, let's say, mirroring a little bit also than IRW, and has also then the access to the knowledge hub of worldwide 5,000 experts doing best practices up to high scientific basic research in the welding technologies.
Yeah.
So if you want to become part of it, just contact Tom Alvendo or contact me or contact the university and become a member in WeldNam.
All right. Any final remarks from the both of you, perhaps before we let you go?
Yeah, we would like to invite everybody to watch what is going on in the stakeholder workshop, which is happening this afternoon, where we would like to make the stakeholders from industry, but also from government and also from the research side aware of the importance of welding, of course, but also to provide the access conditions and how to introduce this type of, at least for me, most important technology in the country.
Mr. Alvendo?
Yeah, definitely just, urging all welding professionals and stakeholders and also those of allied processes to join WeldNam. It's a wonderful initiative for the country. We want to industrialize this nation, and therefore, please join WeldNam.
All right. Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us.
There's one final remark I would like to address.
Okay.
And that is, we also look into the scientific side from the UNAM side. And this is very important because there is a synergy between education on one hand side, what we addressed already, but also the research side. Because you need research to produce innovations in the country. And if you want to make industrialization sustainable, then you have to produce innovations in the country. That means inventions, scientific inventions, which later can be applied into industry. And this is also a goal WeldNam has with that specific subject of welding technologies and joining technologies.
Interesting. All right. Well, thank you so much, Professor. All the best with the rest of your stay here in Namibia, and all the best with the workshop, Mr. Alvendo.
Thank you so much.
All right. More conversations coming your way. Do stay with us.